So today I want to take a couple of minutes to talk about fixing rearing problems in horses. Now Maggie here is obviously not a full-grown horse, she's a pony, but nonetheless I'm going to treat Maggie the same as if she were a full-grown horse. A lot of people's issues when it comes to ponies having all of the behavioral problems that they have is due to the fact that people think they're cute because they're small, and when they act out, it's cute. But it's not cute. If it were a full-grown horse doing those things, they would be corrected. And a lot of ponies are ridden by kids a majority of the time. Kids don't have the knowledge or experience on how to anticipate or correct or, fix these problems that are starting to arise. They lack that feel and that knowledge. So these ponies develop all of these behavioral problems. And so Maggie here last night, when I got on her for the first time, she was rearing up every time I tried to turn her away from her buddies. And I just got on her bareback in a halter, just kind of get a feel for her and what she is. And every time I tried to turn her away from her buddies that were at the gate, she'd rear up. So I figured this would be a good opportunity to do an educational video talking about that and what to go over. So something that you can do on the ground prior to this that is going to be extremely beneficial and crucial for when it comes time to get on their back is making sure that they have a loose hind end. Like this. See her crossing over that hind end, and it's really nice and free moving. That's exactly what you're going to want to be able to do under saddle when it comes to a rearing horse. If you got one that's real tight and tense in the hind end and they can't cross over, you're going to want to work that out of them and make sure that they're nice and free moving in the hind end, because if you can anticipate that rear, what a horse does when they rear up is they obviously go up on their back legs. But if they're doing this with their back legs, they don't have the balance to rear up. So you can prevent that rear from happening by knocking that hind end loose and making sure that it's moving around and engaged versus locked and in place. Because if it's locked and in place like this, they're ready to just lift and rear up. Couple of mistakes that I want to go over when it comes to a rearing horse that a lot of people do is, first, they want to pull back. If your horse is already in the rear, you don't want to pull back. You don't want to pull to the side and try to knock them off balance. I've seen way too many wrecks happen from people trying to correct the rear while it's happening. This is something that you don't want to correct it while it's happening. As soon as it's over, get to correcting that horse, or right beforehand. But during that time period, you want to make sure that that horse stays balanced, because I've seen more than once somebody pull their horse over backwards and actually kill their horse because their horse landed on their pole just right and it just killed them right on the spot instantly. So with that being in mind, you want to make sure that you keep your energy low, you let the reins loose, you lean forward with that rear, and then lean back up, keep your center of balance as that horse is going up. Give them their head, put your hands forward. I really like to be able to put my hands up here and encourage them to go forward instead of back. Because most likely if you put your hands up here and go, ha, 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 go, they're going to jump forward instead of coming up over back, which if you're pulling back on them, that's going to encourage them to go backwards. Maggie doesn't really have a ferocious rear, so you probably won't see me getting up in her face, but we'll see what happens and how she behaves with some of these things here. So now that we know that her hind end is nice and loose, we know that she's pretty calm and relaxed. I lunged her around a little bit just to kind of set the tone. I didn't want to get her exhausted from lunging. I just wanted to get her mentally checked in, which only took about a couple of minutes there. So now we're going to put the bridle on her and we're going to get in the saddle. To the point, there's that little rear. So we're going to kick that hind end out and around. Come back. Ooh. Ask for a little back. There's that little rear. Kick that hind end out and around. Bring her back. So now this time, knowing that she's going to rear, I'm going to kick that hind end and then ask her to back. Knock that hind end off balance. See there how that was a lot better? She got dancy and stuff like that, but she didn't come up on me. Last night she was rearing a lot harder, a lot higher. I mean, it's still pony rear. I mean, it wasn't anything spectacular, but I could feel it coming. Kicked that hind end out. She was just about to go up there. I kicked her hind end out from underneath her and she couldn't go up. So we're gonna we're gonna ask for that back. There, that was a nice try. Ask for that back. I can feel that back end tightening up right now. Kick it out from underneath her before she even has the opportunity to rear up. We'll ask for woo, woo. Okay. Kick those shoulders over a little bit there. Ooh. Ask for that back, since that seems to be what's getting her to want to rear. She's tightening it up, getting tense, so I'm going to kick that back end out from underneath her right there. You can see her just starting to try to come up right as I kick that hind end around. Ooh. Ask for that back, kick that hind end out from underneath her. See how she can't rear if her hind end's swinging around? And she might be able to pop up a little bit, but it's not a big rear. See, I wasn't anticipating there. I could feel it coming, but I was too busy talking. Ask her to woo. Just calm down. Ask for that back. Kick that hind end out around. And you can see here she's not having the opportunity to rear because she doesn't have the balance to do it. If that hind end's engaged and swinging out and around, she's not going to have the opportunity to rear. So now we're going to try going for the other direction because she's really wanting to anticipate now. And you can notice, I want you to see there's a nice rear. We're going to kick that hind end out around. She really doesn't like being pulled around to the right. So here pretty soon I'll try to get a chiropractor out to come and look at her, get her teeth looked at and all of that, make sure none of this is pain related. And until then, we're just going to take it easy on her. Kick that hind end out around because she was thinking about it. But I want you to guys notice here my energy with this pony. Notice how I'm not really getting after her and walloping her and kicking her and really just getting pissed off at her for her actions. My energy stays the same. She needs somebody to feed off of. And she needs to learn and to draw her confidence from me. Now, if I were to start popping her and whipping her and getting after her and knock that crap off, you stupid little pony, that would just bring her energy up and it would make things worse. And then pretty soon she's going to get so stressed and anxious that she's just going to mentally shut down and quit. And that's when people get confused and say that that method works because, well, they stopped doing it. But in the reality of the situation is that horse just completely quit. So there I could feel her hind end tense up, so we just pull her around, kick that hind end out, and it's just this method over and over and over again, making sure that that hind end gets kicked out from underneath her so she can't use it to go up on. And the key to this is the feel. I can feel her hind end just go like this, and when I feel her hind end do this, I know that she's about to go up. So I just loosen it up by telling it to get over. We're gonna ask her to turn. There we go. Slow down, slow down, slow down. It's all right. And my entire energy during this time is not, knock it off, you stupid little pony, and bringing it up. But my energy is, hey, come back to me. It's all right. And every time she starts getting soft, like right now, I drop my hands, I relax my body, and I just melt into her and let her kind of do what she wants to do. And when she gets stiff and rigid, I get stiff and rigid. So right here, she's going to try to take off, so I just kind of get a little rigid with my arms. Get into her face just a little bit, and turning her at the same time. Kind of just get her softened and relaxed right there. Ooh. Let's see here if I could bring her to a nice stop. She's softened up and she's relaxed quite a bit. She's still trying to trot off on me, kind of going downhill. But she's starting to soften. She's starting to relax. So if I can get her in a nice soft stop, right there. All right, we're getting off.